you know what? With AI era, software engineers, I see this all the time. They are confused. They don't know what to do. And what you have to do is just to surf on the wave. As simple as that. I know it sounds a bit simple indeed, but just use the right tools and start learning new things and research and build projects from there. Use fast fast API, use open API. Oh, maybe not open API, fast API and fast AI. My bad. Fast API, it's amazing. It's a real-time API. You use it quite a lot with data science for creating pipelines, and so when you want real real-time data to come to like your dashboard and to what you have to display on the output, you can use Fast API. And then you have Fast AI, which is a smaller project, a little bit less popular, but it does also a lot. And so again, it's a smaller project like Fast API. It's super, super big. And if you're a data science, but also a software engineer, you have to start learning that one. You have many other projects. Like in my case, I'm also a data science. I mean, I'm a data scientist, so I studied data science. I love studying things, but also there are moments in your life where you have to start building things too, because learning without teaching back what you learned or without creating something from the knowledge you learned is pointless otherwise. Learning for doing nothing, what's the point? You just have to learn for solving problems you have either in your life or in the life of others, like companies. And in my case, yesterday I built something with Seaborn. It was Fast API, and then I have used a project, a library circuit. I always have difficulties to pronounce the name. You can train the model that way. Like recently, also I have fine-tuned a PyTorch model. PyTorch is really good. You have many things you can start doing, and I believe as a software engineer now it has never been as excited as before. Like it's just a new era. Like when the web started, a lot of software engineers, they were more on desktop before, doing C++ assembly. And then the web was, oh, wow, we should create websites now. And then the web 2.0, then it was, oh, we have to use Ajax and we have to use, PHP for having like a social website. We have to use Perl. And then after, oh, now we have to use Java. We have to use Springs. And then after, oh, we have Node.js. Maybe we should use Node.js. And, and it went that way. And for you in your life, it's the same now with AI. But of course, the way we code, we cannot be code monkey. And who wants to be code monkey, to be honest? No one. Like code monkey sucks. I'm sorry to say that. But the good news is that your code monkey is AI. And you will supervise what AI does. The agent, you use Cloud Code, for instance, on your terminal, and you can create easily some agents, some custom agents. You can do the same with Cursor, and you can have like a resync agent, a debug troubleshooting agent. You can have a review or peer review agent. You can have so many custom agents. And on your agent modes, like on Cursor, for instance, you have, on GitHub Copilot, it's the same. You have the default ones, which are ask, edit, and then you have the agent. And then you can create new ones like debug and other ones. You could have like a testing agent. And that's really nice because then you can outsource tasks and you can run simultaneously different agents running on your code. And then you would have a GitHub Action codex from OpenAI to code review your code for you. And then you would ship all of these through a pipeline, of course, and you would ship it to AWS EC2. And yeah, it's just beautiful. Like, you know, what to ask further. Oh, AWS, ECS. Depends if you are on Docker image, or you want to use PM2 if you want to run your Node.js application directly in AWS. But yeah, it's like it's beautiful. And in my case too, when I architect a new server, when I use, like, I love Cloudflare, and I ask ChatGPT, like, ChatGPT is like my collaborative software architect, and I ask, what do you think for this kind of traffic? We have to scale this application, and we don't know at the moment what to do. And I mentioned some important keys, some important factors the AI needs to know to help me building the most appropriate server, or to architect the code base. And should I use microservices or not? And now, instead of speaking to another colleague, you can speak to AI, because you cannot always speak to another colleague. Of course, it's so much better to speak to other colleagues. I do that all the time. But when you are solo, when you are a solo entrepreneur, or when you are the only lead engineer in the company, or you are part of the founding team, and it's just you, and you will have to hire a team later on. But at the moment, it's only you as the principal engineer. You have to take decisions, and to take decisions by yourself is risky if no one else is really techy. So you will now ask AI, and you can just chat like a normal discussion. Of course, you have to evaluate the results, the outcome, and you always have to think first, use your brain first, and then evaluate what Copilot or what Cursor does. Before, in my previous companies, I loved doing code reviews, and I was super involved in the process of code reviewing, and I love that. And now I do that with AI, and it's also a really good journey doing this. You see now, like here I'm outside, and I love this too. Like, I love being also a bit outside. I think changing environment, and also when you work, it's very important to be in a different place, and that way you are more productive. And when you want to start building things, you really have to think, okay, now I take my laptop here, what I'm going to build tonight, what kind of project I want to build. I don't know. And if you don't know, it's risky, because then you will prompt something very vague to AI, and if it's very vague, it will not have a lot of context, and it will give something that maybe you might not want. So be super specific, like see AI as a very good junior engineer, and the same junior engineer, if the product owner doesn't give enough details, because it's a junior engineer, usually they don't ask too many questions, and they want to give a good impression. They build something, and they believe, yeah, I understood what the product owner said to me. I will try to do everything by myself. I will not ask too many questions to my peers. And then it's not what the company wanted, what the product owner or the product manager or the lead, the manager of the team, the tech manager wanted to see. Like, the lead engineering person will say, oh no, this is not what we need actually, because there are a lot of different consequences why you didn't ask. And the junior engineer will say, well, you didn't tell me. And they say, well, if you don't know, ask. And it's the same with AI. AI will not ask you. Sometimes it will, but most of the time it will not. So you have to be super, super specific to narrow as much as you can any ambiguity, any rooms of misunderstanding. Like, you don't want AI to misunderstood what you want. So for the design, for how it should look, programming language, everything detail as much as possible. And one simple task is one prompt. Don't do two tasks into one prompt. Step by step. And by waiting, also look what the AI agent does. Especially on cloud code, it can be very slow. So look carefully. And in my case, instead of being distracted and doing something else, and then I lose and I miss things. Like AI quite often will even remove options you used to have or settings in your code base, so be extremely vigilant. Or like some logic it would remove, and you think, why did it remove that logic? This doesn't make sense. Don't remove the logic. You can mention that in a cloud.md file, or in a cursor rule file, or in an instruction file for GitHub Copilot, but it will not necessarily follow this. So you have to look extremely carefully what the outcome. And while I'm waiting, then I would lift weights. So that way, or I would walk, like I have you can have a treadmill. So you can walk and you can do some exercise. It's also a good idea. And that way you will be a really good software engineer in the AI era. Believe me, it's as simple as this actually. It's just to surf the wave and keep improving from yesterday. And don't be overwhelmed. I know it's so easy to be overwhelmed, and then you want to learn everything, and it's impossible to learn everything. You have limitations. You have to know that. So your time is limited. So use your time wisely and prioritize the most important tasks of your day for yourself, for the company when you are working for the company. Otherwise, like it's the weekend now, it's your free time. What's my most important task for me? To learn, to invest in myself, what I need to do. I wish you a beautiful day. Happy AI coding journey day, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.